Hello and welcome to a new video. Today is Wednesday, the 26th of October 2016, and it's 12:10 Central European Time. Today's video. Now, today is the 26th of October, which happens to be, as you can see here in German, though, let's see, no, sorry, there's no English version. It is what in this former country called Austria was the national holiday. 26th of October. And for a while they called it Tag der Fahne, and especially this year, but really the last couple of years, more and more, all of the ultra-delusionists in the ranks of local Fixmundi have been utilizing it in combination with the former army of ex-Austria, the Bundesheer, and so on and so forth, and also with a whole lot of royal crap. They're shoving royals, dead royals, the ex-Austrian minds' way, best as they can, or worst as they can, depending on how you look at it. So I figured, you know, as Austria is completely history, and as I feel, how do I put this? It's bewilderingly amusing to see that they actually, you know, I mean, this is the activities this year, not just this year, also last year already, but this year especially, they're going to go apeshit crazy at Heldenplatz, which is, well, fuck Heldenplatz. It's in the middle of Vienna somewhere, and they claim that and try to declare it some sacred place of theirs and whatnot. See, this year around, this is completely 100%, I mean, it's actually beyond 100%, some reenactment historical shit. You know, Austria is history. There is no fucking Nationalfeiertag or anything. So I figured, what do I, Prime Minister of Freiland, do that day? And I figured, well, really, there is no particularity about this day. It's just any day, a day as any other day, because the holidays of Freiland, actually, here you go, the holidays of Freiland. Here you have them. And 26th of October is no holiday in Freiland. You know, it has no importance. So I figured, well, let's just surf around on YouTube. So I went to YouTube, and here actually is a suggestion from YouTube. I don't know why they suggest these videos. I mean, we've covered the topic before. This is allegedly a deleted scene from the movie Rocky IV, which in fact is bullshit because it's from a movie called Red Scorpion. But anyhow, the scene as such is pretty nice. And there's a scene where Dolph Lundgren actually starts in a drunken stupor singing the old Soviet anthem. So I figured, you know, let's listen to the old Soviet anthem. And I'm going to play this here to you for very particular reasons. And also, I should say, this video differs from all the other videos so far in that I will actually go through the laborious, tedious task of cutting together two videos in Apple's iMovie afterwards. Namely this here part plus a part where you will see me talking, which means with the built-in camera at me rather than recording the screen. So I'm going to puzzle together this video in iMovie a little later. This here, what you should, I'm not going to play 6 minutes 58 because they're actually repeating the anthem twice here. It just goes to like 3:23 or something. Look at all of those faces. See, I have explained in the past how the entire Soviet Union ever since Stalin was complete ridicule by Fixmundi. Okay? Stalin already was from his beginnings a tool for Fixmundi. Okay? Lenin was not. Stalin already was a tool for Fixmundi, just as Hitler had been a ridiculed tool. Stalin was a tool for Fixmundi. So all the USSR's history is a complete farcical, ridiculous charade, and it is in German is a nice word, Verarschung of the Russian people. Let's see if what the dictionary spits out for Verarschung. Piss take, yes, British piss take, as a noun. I'm not sure if Americans, well, yeah, Americans will understand that, and the world out there should too. What I want you to do now is look at the faces of all of the people you will see. This is actually, it says here 1984. This is by a user called Balazos. You just type Soviet anthem. It's one of the first you get as a result. This is the official anthem of the Supreme Soviet, 1984 version. I understand this is what they showed on Soviet television. The user has subtitled it with the lyrics to the anthem. I do want to point out that the lyrics are, of course, anachronistic, because they sing all shit about communism and whatnot. Ignore, please, the lyrics about communism and Lenin and whatnot, though not the rest of the lyrics, because the fact is, liberated mankind will have a Russia that will keep using that very piece of music, and they won't have to change the lyrics all that drastically. In fact, they might go for a hybrid version of what the Soviet one was and this Russian new one is like. They might find a new path there, and some of the original lyrics actually get a bit of a double entendre, if you want to interpret it like that. And I could imagine that some Russians actually will chuckle over that and appreciate that double entendre that the lyrics might get. But what I want you to do is look at all these faces. You're going to see footage from black and white days from the 50s and 60s and whatnot. The vast majority of the people you will see here are dead by now. Quite simply, they're dead. They have, for the most part, been born in an already ridiculed being construct of Fex Mundi, and they have died therein, but they will not have died in vain. And I'll get to that when the camera is shooting straight at me. So for the time being, just pay attention, try to get all the faces, and if you want, on the right bottom side, you have the English translation of the lyrics. But as I said, the lyrics are anachronistic. This is not about propagating fucking communism. I am not a bloody communist. I made that clear countless times in the past. It serves a purpose though, so please watch this, and I'll explain why we're today on the 26th of October are going to watch this. Okay, so here you go. And I sure hope I don't get another copyright infringement notice on the bloody Soviet anthem. I was pretty sure that the Soviet fellas did not have issues with anybody playing their anthem. So let's see how Google treats this. from here on it actually repeats with, I think, Spanish subtitling or something, so I'm going to stop it here. Now, what you just saw, all of the video, is, you call it propaganda, and the funny thing is, the Soviets, at least in this here part, I guess there were exceptions, but the Soviets had a very interesting take on propaganda, be it an aware, and I don't mean aware as in anything pertaining to the MAC schematics, systematics, just a very, I'm not sure if they just, maybe they misunderstood propaganda or something, because everything you saw is actually truth. Everything you saw, including all the labor, including all the achievements, including all the idiots of the Communist Party, everything. You know, the truth has it that even idiotic things are displayed truthful. This, what you call propaganda, is vintage truth. And it speaks tomes on the Russian people, because even though every single one of the people, most every single one of these people you saw is dead by now, 2016, the Russian people is not dead. It bloody ain't. So, when I rewatched this, I arrived at this because of that Red Scorpion / Rocky IV theme, cutscene, where, as I explained, he sung the anthem, and I just decided to listen to it because musically it is magnificently beautiful. I always love the anthem. So I figured, you know what, because I realized once more that even though all mankind, no matter where in the globe you look, was tortured and ridiculed and characterized and whatnot by 80 plus years of Fixmoney's doing, the truth is, if you were to look for any individual people that got more such shoved their way, you will be hard pushed to find any people other than the Russians. No shit. I know that some peoples out there might argue about that, depending on what criteria you apply and so on. By my look of things, no one ever was so ridiculously ridiculed as the Russian people. No one. Okay? And that is why I realized a couple of things, such as, well, but they're still out there. The Russian people are still out there, and the Russian people out there are the very same people you see or have seen just in this video, the very same people. And in a world with no more inhumane technologies and with no more mindfucking, the Russian people are going to be the Russian people. And that is why I figured, gee, I'm happy, and to a certain extent, I'm not sure if that's perfectly the right word for it, but let's use it, proud of the fact that there is 100 million plus Russians in the European parts of Russia, and hence in Europe. You know, I'm proud of that. So I decided to have, maybe you caught a glimpse of this when I first showed it, this here. I hereby, as the Prime Minister of Freiland, declare the 26th of October as Tag der Freiländisch-Russischen Freundschaft. And as a little gesture of my friendship and that of the Freiland populace to Russia, I took the liberty to put together, this is pretty sloppy work actually, a suggested new flag for that liberated from inhumans Russia to come. Namely, it's not all that new really, it's their traditional three-color flag with their two-headed eagle, just that all bloody crowns have been removed. There is no scepter, there is no orb. It sits on a globe representing the earth, and it sits there holding tight with two talons because Russia straddles Europe and Asia. And this has nothing to do with monarchy, this has nothing to do with symbols of power such as a scepter or an orb or anything. This is a free human Russia. And this is what basically the Russian flag will look like in the time to come. On there, in the middle, you still have the Dragon Slayer, who now is officially declared as 100% not bloody St. George. It's just any random-ass Dragon Slayer. And they will have all the right in the world to put that Dragon Slayer on that chest plate of that double-headed eagle, and that's all you'll have. There'll be no other insignia. There won't be no bloody crosses anywhere on it. I do want to point that out. There will just be a double-headed eagle, and there will be that. And the double-headed eagle will not stand for the bullshit about the eagle symbolisms that I explained over a year ago, I think it was. It will just be, you know, an animal utilized for symbolically displaying something. Namely that Russia is a very powerful, large country that straddles both Europe and Asia. And that is all the symbolism there will be to it. Period. Now, as today it is the 26th of October, and hence the day of Tag der Freiländischen Freundschaft, I figured I couldn't help realizing what you Volksmundi people out there actually are thinking. I mean, see, the Russian people, you have Russia. The numbers I gave you in yesterday's video were the numbers, of course, were horrendous for Russia as of how many core Volksmundi and how many willing executioners. See, the funny thing is, of all the places in the world, don't you think that that place, which has already proven once that they can and will just do away with utterly delusional nobility slash royal slash aristocracy and with utterly delusional religious liturgies, don't you think that they're just going to do that again? Or at least are most capable of doing that again? Because I tell you, that is what the Russian people will do. There won't be no fucking cross on that flag, and there won't be no fucking crown on that flag. There will just be a double-headed eagle. And that will be what it will be. And it will be awesome. And it will be a liberated Russia and a liberated Russian people. Now, here now the part where I stop this, and if I succeed in iMovie, cut to the camera shooting me directly, because there's a little addendum that I want to add, and I want you to see me while I add it.